What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. My name is Georgiana, and this is the space where we talk about life lessons learned from Nollywood movies, black films, and K dramas. How are y'all doing? Are you doing okay? I hope you are being a good steward of this life because it is a gift. I am doing my best to also be a good steward. Today, we are going into Tyler Perry's world, but we're going in with his first movie, which was The Diary of a Mad Black Woman. And this was the first time I heard of Tyler Perry, but his genesis was with plays. And so some people knew of him before this movie. And I know people have mixed feelings about him, but he is creating jobs for black actors. And that is where I'm going to leave that opinion. And we are going to dig into The Diary of a Mad Black Woman and knowing when it's time to let go. All right, so let me give you the general synopsis. It says after being married for 18 years, Helen's husband divorces her for another woman. Heartbroken, she moves in with her sassy grandmother, who helps her overcome the trauma. It is a 2005 movie, and it stars Kimberly Ellis, Steve Harris, Shamor Moore, Cicely Tyson, who was an awesome actress, RIP, and of course Tyler Perry. And it was funny, obviously, and at the same time had a good lesson behind it, and it was still positive, and it's obviously relatable because a lot of people go through this, not just women, but also men. And in every relationship, I think there comes a time when it has to end, and you or the other person decides when it ends. In this movie, it ended pretty bad. Like her husband was the worst. He was a horrible person who obviously was not operating in the fruit of the Spirit, no kindness, no love, nothing. He was just a very, very evil person, right? And the scene that did it for me, and I think it did it for a lot of people that watched it, was when he literally dragged her out of the house. You've been married 18 years. And not only that, you grew together financially. And here you are dragging this woman who has been there for you before you had anything. And now, because you're bringing in someone else, you literally have no respect for her, no type of kindness for just her being a human being, and no thought of how would you like to be treated, right? It was awful. I recently watched it again, and it made me so angry as well. Like, how dare you treat another human being like that? And someone that actually helped you on your come up, right? And now that you've come up, you feel like you no longer need her, or she's no longer worthy for whatever reason. You do not treat that person like that. But oh, how easily we forget, right, as human beings. So, what I got from it is knowing when it's time to go and when it's time to just go and say goodbye. And it's hard when you've put so much time into a relationship, right? I think that's the thing we tend to sit on as human beings. We Time just has this big hold on us, right? Even hitting milestones, no matter how you look at it, it's the time spent, and you think you'll never get that time back. And so it's 18 years, right, for her. And so she said a line in the movie that, maybe if she let go of the good times, she'd be able to leave. But we need to let go of time, right? We need to let go of the time we've put into things, because that way we can alleviate some type of pain, right? And so for me, when I've been in a relationship and I've known when it was time to go, it was an instinct for me, right? Like I just knew that this was no longer working. And I also prayed, right? Because the main goal for me is that I want to be married, right? To the right person that God has for me. And so I'm going to start off with, when it's time to go, your instinct can usually tell you that this is over, right? There are things that will be happening, right, around you. And maybe the person's not communicating effectively or just something. And it just doesn't, the way you guys used to navigate, it's just not working anymore. And like I said, I would pray about this, right? I'm like, God, if this person is not for me, then please let's go our separate ways. And it usually would happen. It would hurt though. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you that it does hurt. Because yes, it's that time thing. Like, oh my gosh, I've spent 3 years with this person. It hurts no matter how long. It's just because you've invested so much emotion, so much, whether it's emotions, money, time, everything into this relationship. So it does hurt. But that's one thing, your intuition. Listen to your intuition. It will tell you when it's over and time to move on. When that person is physically, emotionally, monetary abusive, any type of abuse, it's not acceptable. That is time for you to move on, right? And especially if they're not willing to change. But if someone is thumping on you, please get out for your own safety, right? It's not good. And monetary, like, and I believe he was monetary abusive to her as well, right? Because she didn't have money of her own and he controlled all of that. I mean, he was just nasty, right? Like just really pure evil. And so when that's happening, you need to get out. There is no looking back. There is no questions. Please get out for your safety. And if you have children, for your children's safety as well. Okay. And the next one I have is when that person's not willing to attend counseling or submitting to mentors or church leaders, their corrections, etc. Like they don't even want to hear it. Like they're just in a space of, I don't want to hear it. Like if that person is not willing to submit to counseling, then it's time to go. It's time to cut your losses, because having someone cancel you is that they have a perspective that's outside of both of your views, right? It's a totally different perspective. And they have to be objective, right? And so if they're not willing to listen to that, then there's no point. There's no point in you being in that relationship anymore. Okay? When that person cheats without any remorse, like they are constantly cheating. This guy cheated on his wife and had kids with another woman, right? And all the while she was trying to get pregnant, she had miscarriages for him. it's time to go. Like, there's no reason to be there. It doesn't matter how many years. This person is not going to be faithful to you. That person has not chosen you as their life partner, although you might have. But this is a sign when they're cheating, no remorse, nothing. Like, they just feel like they're entitled and it's okay, and you just pretty much deal with it, right? Like, that's not acceptable. That's not okay. Unless you have an agreement, which I I don't know why anyone would agree to that, but I know nowadays people do that stuff. But if you don't have that agreement, then please, it's time to go. It's time to cut your losses because you deserve better than that. You deserve someone that's totally gonna respect you, right? And care about you. So there are so many other things, right, that we should be aware of. But I think when you're in tune with your partner, you'll know when it's time to cut your losses and say, this is over and I can't do it anymore. Just so you're not being dragged out of someone's house and like, you're feeling like this came out of left field. I think there's always a sign that it is over and you need to listen to it. Before I leave you, I do want to encourage us with a scripture, and this one is coming to you from Isaiah 43, verse 19, which reads, Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? I will even make a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. So if you are getting out of a toxic relationship, or if you're thinking of getting out of a toxic relationship, or you just know that the person you're with is not right for you for whatever reason, know, and you're afraid, just know that God has a new thing for you. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid to let go. Even if it's not in a relationship, if you feel like God's moving you into a different season in a friendship or in a job, behold, he is doing a new thing, right? He will not leave you in that wilderness. He will make a road in that wilderness, and he will create a river in the desert just for you. What does that look like? It looks like him answering your prayers. So don't give up. Don't be afraid. Do what God has instructed you to do. And let's all be expectant of God doing a new thing. A new thing, y'all. A new thing. That is the end of our life lesson today. If you liked this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you think it might help somebody, please go ahead and share it. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell just so you know when we put up another video. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and also thank you to everyone that has already subscribed to this channel. I really appreciate y'all. Until next time, y'all, please take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be kind to others. Bye, y'all.